Guys, it's week 3 of the term, and both gyms have gained hundreds of kids in the first 2 weeks. It's been amazing. Thank you so much for all the kindness you've shown to your kids and parents and all the work we've done to get our gyms growing as much as they have. Please make sure you start and end class on time. It's real important because parents are expecting things to start or end at a certain time, and we want to live up to that expectation. So please avoid them from coming to the desk and asking about class start times, and do it on time. There are 2 or 3 big objects in the middle of this meeting that I wanted to ask to see if you knew. There are certain questions about technique and certain questions about class structure. Do you know some of those? So take a look at those in the meeting notes this week. I also think that the reason those things are so important is because if you have a kid crash on the high beam or hit their feet on the bar or break an arm, that is irreparable damage. They won't recover from that. They'll be terrified of that skill forever. So you have a lot of responsibility to know about these things. So take a look at those. Also, we have 2 cautions. 1, if you have a kid try something before they're ready, or if you have a kid who might be ready of something, but you say, absolutely not, we don't do that in this level. Which one is worse? So sometimes it's actually worse to not show you're trying to help that kid get to the level they want to. But on the other hand, if you let them do something before they're ready and they break an arm or break a foot, that is traumatizing as well. So which one is more important? It's not so absolute. So make sure you ask questions and see if you are doing everything you can to help them safely and make sure they don't get hurt. So don't do an absolute yes or no answer on all these things. Try to make sure you fully understand whether the kid is capable or not. We have meets coming up really soon for the compulsory kids and for the XL Gold and Under. So if you ever have a kid who's in a situation where they're very upset about a skill, that they're not getting it, or they don't have a requirement, you are free to give open gyms out for free. We want to make sure they're not for any little reason just to perfect something a little bit more. But if there's somebody who's really upset, go ahead. You have freedom to give a free open gym out. If a kid is coming to your class and their hair is all in their face or they're all around their eyes, please address that nicely. Don't tell them they can't do that or looks horrible or anything like that. It's more of a safety concern. So we want to make sure that they tie their hair back, or you at least, if you can't do it for that day because it's too sensitive or too touchy, you talk to their parents and say, for next time we need to pull it out of their face because it's a safety hazard. So a lot of kids get real sensitive about that, and it's about their looks. But it's really not about that. It's just about safety issues. Also, when you're starting a new term and you have some trial kids and everybody's a little haphazard, the mom is watching to see, how's my kid going to do in this class? So that's not the time for the coach to sit there looking up the names and who's in the class for a long period of time. I would recommend that you just get them started, get them moving with whoever's in class, and don't double check that in the first 3 to 5 minutes. At least let the kids who are going to straggle in late come in, get them moving, do some warm-ups, and then kind of go through the roll sheet when you're doing your stretching and make sure you have everybody who's in class. Because that beginning phase, when they're doing that, it does seem to be the kids jumping up and down and out of the way, and they're not listening anyway. So let's just get them started right away instead, and then from there we can check who's on the roll. Well, you guys have a great week. I hope this meeting notes are informative, and again, send back your input because your input is more important. Thanks, guys.